welcome to Oxford Empowered. I'm Brenda Pierce, the Empowered Nurse, here on location on a little slice of heaven here south of Stratfordville at Spirits Whisper Ranch with Christy Rockley. Welcome, Christy, to the show.
Thanks for being here, Brenda.
It's a fabulous spring morning here, or spring afternoon here, and we are experiencing a workshop here today with the horses and some people who are experiencing transformation. Can you share with us a little bit about your transformation and what brought you here to Spirits Whisper Ranch?
Well, it's been quite a journey over the last several years. In my former life, I was a police officer for near 20 years, and then my first horse, Spirit, grabbed me by the heart and said, it's time to take being of service in a different direction. And now we have a herd of 11 incredible healing horses that we do offer horse-guided learning experiences for individuals and families and youth and businesses, basically every walk of life that is looking for connection and being able to be the best them that they can be. And it's all about connection through relationship. So there's you, there's your horse partner, and the present moment. Wow. And it's a really powerful yet gentle experience of on your own personal journey.
Right. And speaking of a personal journey, you were a police officer who heard the call of a horse 1,600 miles away and out of the blue changed your life, did a 360. And here we are in this beautiful piece of heaven that is changing lives, not only yours, but those that come to Spirits Whisper Ranch, right?
Absolutely. It's I can't even articulate what the experience has been like. It's in some ways it's felt like forever. I've never been without horses, and in some ways it seems like a split second because I knew nothing about horses before Spirit called me, and my job as a police officer had become who I was instead of what I did. And so it's been my own journey of self-discovery of who I am, as well as my own personal healing and growth that has really been able to help others as well with their journeys. And it's all about being present in the moment and the connection with horses about their authenticity, because they're such intuitive animals and they're prey animals. So it's that prey consciousness that allows us a half a degree shift of perspective that changes our entire outlook on life and every bit of it.
Wow, just incredible. And your center here, you do something very different than a lot of different other equine centers do. Your horses are not ever ridden again, but they have the choice, right? Yep. And so the horses really dictate the whole environment of what the programming is that you bring here. Right.
Absolutely. I try to honor them and have them as at much liberty and freedom as possible, so they get free will, free choice of what they want to do. Our facility was designed for doing just this work, and so we live together as a herd. I live with the herd in the barnyard, and they can come right up on the deck, and they come call you out from the windows, and they want to be in the arena, they can be inside. If they want to be outside, it's their choice. When we're doing activities and groups are coming in, whether they want to engage or not, freedom and choice is what they get. And they make it very clear on what activities they truly enjoy doing, and I like to participate in that, maybe not today in that one. And by honoring them with the freedom and choice of what they choose to do, it really brings forward their incredible essence and empowers what they share with us, the wisdom that they share with us through their prey consciousness and through their intuitiveness, because they can sense everything about us that we go to a soul level depth that we're not even aware of, and they bring that forward through mirroring what we have going on inside to us through their behavior.
Right.
So they're always connecting and communicating with us, and when we're present in the moment and able to just be, which is so hard in today's busy running world of everything wants to be faster and more immediate. When we can just stop for a moment, pause, and be, magic happens.
Oh, wow, incredible. I was part of your workshop earlier today, and you talked about the 4 things that horses really want for us. I wonder if you could share them with us.
Absolutely. The only thing they really ask for us is to be present. So being present in the moment, not up in our heads thinking woulda, shoulda, coulda back when or what's coming up. So be present with them, because that's where they live, is in the present moment. And the second is to speak our truth. So recognizing that no matter, it doesn't matter anybody else's opinion of what they think of you or what your choices are. By walking our authenticity, walking our truth, there's going to be people that like you and people that don't, and that's their loss and their choice either way. So we are more whole and grounded when we're walking and speaking our truth.
Right.
Third is to truly listen, because a lot of people in this day and age of fast and go is we listen to respond instead of listen to really hear what is being shared with us. And the horses are masters at being able to share that wisdom, but it's in a whisper. So we have to be present and really truly listening to hear it.
Right.
And the fourth, which is usually the hardest for a lot of us, is not to be attached to outcomes. So if we have a goal, if we have an intention, is to set it and let it go, but not try to control how it happens or it plays out. So, because we can't, we've got no control over it anyway. So it's just by being present and walking the truth of who we are, listening to everything and everyone that's happening around us, and not being attached to outcomes. More than what we could ever imagine comes forward to us.
Wow, what a liberation for body, mind, and spirit.
You bet.
Oh, wow. So the wonderful thing about this is that you offer a variety of workshops through Spirits Whisper Ranch here in Horse Drawn Insights. I wonder if you can share a little bit about the variety of programming you do here?
Sure. We do individual sessions. We do family sessions. We do group sessions, businesses that are looking for team building or leadership training. Basically, there's no walk of life that we don't work with, and every session or experience is customized to that individual or group coming through. And that's where I follow their lead. The horses are the teachers and the guide, the friend, the partner, the healer, whatever we're needing in that moment, and I follow what their intent is, because they're the ones that can see so much deeper into each of us than what we can as human to human.
Right. It's incredible because all these horses, and there's various breeds, and they have various histories, they've all found you. Can you tell us maybe one or two stories about the horses finding you and how incredible that journey was?
Sure. Yeah. They do have their own unique stories of all coming home, and it still humbles and awes me every time that I wake up and I go, wow, like these incredible 11 horses we have here, they chose me and are herd to be with and this work to do. Because once I realized, after Spirit called me all the way down to Colorado and changed my life forever, saved my life, that we're going to be a herd, that I set the intention that I'm not looking for horses. So if there's a horse that's meant to be part of our herd family and this work that we're doing, then they need to find us. And here comes our newest member right here. Grace, who's our baby. She's a 10-month-old Clydesdale filly who joined us in December. And she manifested herself and arrived in 12 hours.
Oh, really?
If you can believe that. And it was interesting that she was last year's Grand Champion Clydesdale's filly, born out in Nova Scotia. And a lady who had a horse rescue in Arthur had connected with her, and she went out and picked her up and had a show home aligned for her out west. And in the meantime, about 2 weeks before Grace arrived, I had connected with this lady, and she had she had a line for this home out west, and when the fellow showed up to pick Gracie up, he was going to break her front leg and reset it because her front left foot was slightly turned out from being in foal within her mother, which is easily correctable through her trimming, which would take about a year, but the show world didn't want to do that. So she changed her mind and said that he couldn't have her. And it was the next morning I connected with her, and she sent me her picture, and I just knew, as I did with each of the herd members, that this was our Grace, and she ended up coming home that night.
Wow, amazing Grace.
She is an amazing Grace, a saving grace, aren't you?
You are. You're just pure love, aren't you?
That's all absolutely pure love. And she loves just connecting with people and working with people. And
wow, beautiful and incredible. Yeah.
No doubt that you come over to get on camera too, don't you?
Oh, she's a show horse.
That's right, she is.
Well, the thing is, though, the horses are in the moment, like you say. And so they call us on our stuff, right?
They don't
really
let us
do.
off with anything. If there's something there for us to deal with or acknowledge or heal or let go, they bring it forward because they just
Incredible.
want us to be the best two-leggeds that we can be, and there's nothing we can't bring to them. There's absolutely nothing
Right.
that we can't take to them for their help or their guidance, their wisdom, their friendship.
Well, not only emotional healing, but physical healing comes from
Yes.
being with the horses, right? Can you share some experiences with that?
Oh, there's, yeah. Are you itchy? Yes. They can sense everything about us from a broken heart to a broken arm. So if you came out and your elbow was hurting, they could come and they'll put their nose right to where you're hurting, and they can sense that and help alleviate pain because they want to help. They can help take it and be able to let it go, or
Right.
they'll go over top of your head and clear chakras, and they go to whatever body part is hurting and be able to help us alleviate the pain and let some of that go so it's not as debilitating to us as it had been in the previous.
Right, right. Just amazing, that an animal, four-legged animal, with such beauty and grace and such a long history of pairing with us for work things and being a part of, the drudgery of creating this countryside can have such amazing abilities as well.
Oh, they've been helping us since the beginning of time, and it's now just being more recognized and honored for what they bring to our lives. It's not
Right.
it's not about riding, it's not about driving, it's not about the work element.
Right.
And there are some that truly enjoy that part of it, but if we just connect, as I say, 6 feet strong, therefore in R2, there's absolutely nothing that can take us off our feet or our foundation, and there's nothing that we can't work through, heal through, or get through in any stage of our life.
Wow, amazing. So you have people from all stages of life, from little children to seniors as well, and everybody in between that come to the ranch, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Every walk of life that feels that pull of that call, and the majority of people that do come don't have horse experience or actually have a little bit of intimidation by them because they are large animals, and but they're gentle giants, and it's amazing to see that transformation happen where they'll just wrap themselves around you, and you can just feel whatever it is that needs to be let go of melt off.
That's amazing. Such a beautiful, beautiful change of life. 365-degree vortex that you stepped into when you heard the call of a horse.
Sure has been.
Wow, wonderful. So I wonder if you can share with the audience how to get a hold of you and, tell them where this place is.
Sure. We're located on Jackson Line, just south of Stratfordville, and our website is horsedrawininsights.ca. That has all our programs and sessions listed on it. And actually on the 27th of May, this last Saturday of May, we're hosting our second annual Hearts for Hooves Wellness Jamboree from 10 till 5. And it's a fundraiser day to be able to raise money where 100% of what we raise goes to the care and well-being of the herd.
Oh, wow.
To help our healers be as healed as what they help us with.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. I remember when you were first talking about this location and finding it and what you have created here with your own two hands and a heart that's so filled with love is just incredible. I really appreciate your story, your time, your passion, and what you've done with these beautiful horses. Thank you so much for being with us today on Oxford Empowered.
Thank you, Brenda. Pleasure to have you here.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome back to the second segment. And we're here at Spirits Whisperer Ranch, south of Stratfordville, with Christy Rockley, who is the lead herd member of her team of brood of horses that are making lives better through their healing properties and this beautiful piece of heaven. I can't say that enough. You know, we're so used to being on the land, cultivating it, growing crops, and using it. But here you have nurtured this herd that have found you and created this beautiful, beautiful place where the horses are king and queen. And they live with you. Your back door is right part of their paddock. What a unique experience to be able to wake up every morning and see the horses and know that they are reading your vibe, healing you, helping you in a very unique way. Now, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the transformation we experienced earlier today in the workshop.
Well, we start off with in our gathering room and sort of an introduction to how the horses work their magic and connection and being able to share a little bit about ourselves with each other, and then be able to do an exercise that brings us out of our thinking minds and into our bodies, because that's where our truth really lives. But we get so caught up in thinking things through that we get, you know, paralysis through analysis. So being able to put that aside and get into our heart and our gut centers where our authenticity is. And when we come out to meet the herd where the group is right now, it's all about just putting a pause on life and just be. Just be present in the moment. Be in whatever needs to happen, whether it's an emotion coming forward, whether it's a thought, whether it's something physical that comes forward. There's no right or wrong way to be with the herd, and it's just honoring whatever it is that's right for us in that moment.
Wow, that's wonderful. It's beautiful. And you use various modes of intellectual work with people. You use meditation, guided journeying, storytelling, and share information about the horses and life in general. And I love the inside of your barn where you've got all these spray painted messages all over that are really, really, you know, soulful and very soul filled.
Just the reminders we need now and then that, you know, to be able to keep us on our positive life journey, and there's roller coasters within that, but they don't have to take us off the rails.
Right.
And that's where the connection with the horses can help keep us grounded and be able to recognize when we're starting to go off course a little bit, that to get us back on track, and if it's something that needs to be healed and let go of, or acknowledged that we're not aware of, or whatever it is, there's no end to what that could be. And that's why it's the hardest thing to articulate is what an experience with the horses is like, because it's different for every individual that comes out, and it's different every time you come out.
Right.
So it's by honoring, we try to honor the horses and giving them as much freedom as possible, and they get free will, free choice, and their true wisdom and experience that they have as a herd family comes forward for them to be able to share with us.
Wow.
And they have their likes and dislikes just like we do, and they have their good days and bad days just like we do, but they can help us find a new way of processing through that is healthy for us.
Right, right. And so the programming and the horses can help people who are like troubled youth, autistic, you know, going through bad relationships. Every phase of life can benefit from being here and experiencing the call of the horse.
They sure can.
Wow, wow. It's wonderful. And what we're going to do is we're going to interview some of the people that are here today because they have some incredible stories to share.
They sure do. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. It's wonderful to have you here today. I wonder if you can tell us who you are and how you found this place.
Oh, I'm Sandy Massey. Lived in this area for quite a few years and kind of bumped into Christy by accident, but really love what she's doing. I feel like the world is shifting right now, and this work that she does is very important to what we're moving into and how people are going to be more integrated with each other, and it will be a more competitive world, a less competitive world, and more cooperative world. And this horse work, I think, will help in that area.
Yes.
Because they're not competing with anyone, and they're not competing with us for sure.
Right.
And they can teach us a new way.
Right. It's getting back to basics, isn't it?
it's absolutely getting back to basics where humans are more connected with nature. And horses are big and scary, but in actual fact, they're so gentle when you're out there with them. That was a huge discovery for me, that they could be so big and yet so gentle. So yes, it is.
So your experience previously with horses, was it extensive or had you had any at all?
I had on one time on my birthday, my family had rented me a horse to go for a ride, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I had no experience with horses at all.
Right.
This is really my first big, real experience.
Right. And what kind of personal transformation have you had by having the connection with the horses here today?
Well, I was just telling the story about how I was scolded by a horse for scolding some children. And I guess I could have been gentler with the children, but the horse really scolded me, not in a physical way, but just like that, scolding me for, still holding on to the attention that I had in my body from being angry with the children. The children were doing things I had to stop. I mean, that was a given.
Right.
But the horses would have liked me, I think, to be a little gentler.
Wow, exactly. What an eye-opener that is.
It certainly was.
It only takes a second for us to make a split-second decision as to how we react to a situation, and yet the horses can call us on it, which is perfect.
Yes, it was amazing. It really let me see the horses in a whole new light.
Rory, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing here today to look at this programming and what it could impact?
Yes, so I work with Community Options for Justice, and we have funding through the Ontario Trillium Foundation to provide access to the horse-guided learning sessions for some of our youth who are doing our court diversion programs. And so we sought funding specifically looking at youth that are facing complex or multiple barriers and didn't necessarily respond to traditional talk-based type interventions, had access to that before and it didn't necessarily quite take, or were more interested in doing something a little bit different. And so what we found exploring working with the horses is that they're neutral, there's no judgment. Some of the feedback we're getting so far is that they just listen, they don't talk back, they're accepting. It brings a sense of calm and peacefulness, which, for a lot of our youth is a welcome addition to their experience. So, so far it's been a really great experience. We've had quite positive feedback from the youth and making some really good progress in what they're doing and a chance to do something a little bit different for them.
Wow. One experience with horses can change their whole life, right?
Yes, for sure. I wouldn't say it's a cure-all, but it certainly changes the interaction and it can change perspectives. And it gives them an opportunity to experience things in a different way and interact with a being that is there isn't judgment there. There isn't. It's not another person talking to them. It's doing something in a different medium with in this case with an animal, which really brings out a different experience for them.
Right, which is wonderful. Anything to make a difference in a child's life, even if it's just one child.
Absolutely, and I think we're trying to find ways, different ways of interacting with youth and finding something that allows more of a connection for them, more engagement, more empowerment, and so that they're more involved in the process. And this is an excellent way to do that.
Right, wonderful. I wonder if you could share with the audience how your program, they can connect with your program to find out more.
Unfortunately, our program, for the most part, you have to be involved with the justice system, and specifically this program, so it's not open to the community per se.
Okay.
It's at this point in time is tailored directly to youth that are in the justice system, and in this program specifically are being diverted out of the court system and out of the formal court process.
Right, wonderful. This is a wonderful opportunity to have this opportunity to speak with you and to have you in this group today. experiencing the wonder of the horses.
Yeah, it's a great experience. I've been
Welcome to Oxford Empowered. I'm Brenda Pierce, the Empowered Nurse, here on location on a little slice of heaven here south of Stratfordville at Spirits Whisper Ranch with Christy Rockley. Welcome, Christy, to the show.
Thanks for being here, Brenda.
It's a fabulous spring morning here, or spring afternoon here, and we are experiencing a workshop here today with the horses and some people who are experiencing transformation. Can you share with us a little bit about your transformation and what brought you here to Spirits Whisper Ranch?
Well, it's been quite a journey over the last several years. In my former life, I was a police officer for near 20 years, and then my first horse, Spirit, grabbed me by the heart and said, it's time to take being of service in a different direction. And now we have a herd of 11 incredible healing horses.
Welcome to Oxford Empowered. I'm Brenda Pierce, the Empowered Nurse, here on location on a little slice of heaven here south of Stratfordville at Spirits Whisper Ranch with Christy Rockley. Welcome, Christy, to the show.
Thanks for being here, Brenda.
It's a fabulous spring morning here, or spring afternoon here, and we are experiencing a workshop here today with the horses and some people who are experiencing transformation. Can you share with us a little bit about your transformation and what brought you here to Spirits Whisper Ranch?
Well, it's been quite a journey over the last several years. In my former life, I was a police officer for near 20 years, and then my first horse, Spirit, grabbed me by the heart and said, it's time to take being of service in a different direction. And now we have a herd of 11 incredible healing horses that we do offer horse-guided learning experiences for individuals and families and youth and businesses, basically every walk of life that is looking for connection and being able to be the best them that they can be. And it's all about connection through relationship. So there's you, there's your horse partner, and the present moment. Wow. And it's a really powerful yet gentle experience on your own personal journey.
Right. And speaking of a personal journey, you were a police officer who heard the call of a horse 1,600 miles away and out of the blue changed your life, did a 360. And here we are in this beautiful piece of heaven that is changing lives, not only yours, but those that come to Spirits Whisper Ranch, right?
Absolutely. It's I can't even articulate what the experience has been like. It's in some ways it's felt like forever. I've never been without horses, and in some ways it seems like a split second because I knew nothing about horses before Spirit called me, and my job as a police officer had become who I was instead of what I did. And so it's been my own journey of self-discovery of who I am, as well as my own personal healing and growth that has really been able to help others as well with their journeys. And it's all about being